The Flame Emperor, Sabo is one of the most important characters in One Piece, now more so than ever in the final saga of the story. He is Luffy's brother, and the right-hand man of the leader of the Revolutionary Army, Monkey D. Dragon. As the Chief of Staff, Sabo has great responsibility on his shoulders, which he is willing to carry with the tremendous might that he possesses. His role in the story is ever-growing and, recently, his responsibilities as a Revolutionary Army commander have seen him being led into quite a lot of trouble. After declaring war against the world government, Sabo was presumed dead by many, only to be revealed that he somehow survived the events of Mariejo. Later, the Sovereign of the World attacked Sabo once again, only for One Piece chapter 1082 to prove that Sabo was, once again, alive. Sabo at the Reverie. The Revolutionary Army was slowly building their strength over the years. However, at this year's Reverie, they planned to launch an all-out offensive against the Celestial Dragons and declare war. This mission was led by Sabo, and to accompany him, he had Morley, Karasu, and Lindbergh. Together, the group infiltrated Mariejo, and there, they had two major tasks. The first task was to declare war against the Celestial Dragons by burning down their flag right in their holy city, and the second was to rescue a former member of the Revolutionary Army, Bartholomew Kuma. In resistance, they were faced by two of the three admirals of the Navy in Fujitora and Ryukyu. Much to the surprise of the fans, the Revolutionary Army commanders won against the two admirals and successfully managed to declare war against the Celestial Dragons and, at the same time, secured the release of Bartholomew Kuma. While they managed to take him back, Sabo stayed behind. At Mariejo, he managed to uncover the truth that the empty throne has a sovereign sitting on it, as well as realized that King Cobra was going to be murdered. To the rest of the world, it was revealed that Sabo was the one who murdered King Cobra. However, this was far from the truth. Barely escaping with his life, Sabo found himself near Lulusia Kingdom. Sabo near Lulusia Kingdom. The Lulusia Kingdom has been an important part of the story and appeared on several occasions. The first time fans got to see it was when Ace was traveling through there in the quest for Blackbeard. There he met Moda. The second time fans got to see it was when Pinkbeard, one of the underlings of Blackbeard, was running riot and was stopped by the Revolutionary Army commanders, specifically by Bello Betty, who used the powers of her Kobu Kobu no Mi to boost the morale of the people and make them fight back. Now, fans were back to Lulusia Kingdom for a third time. There, Sabo was seen contacting the Revolutionary Army, and he revealed to them that he was not behind the murder of King Cobra. He also revealed that, at the Reverie, he found out that the empty throne is not actually empty, and that someone is sitting on it. However, before he could finish this sentence, the Marines, who had tracked this conversation, were actively revealed to be relaying this information to the higher-ups at the world government. Imu, the sovereign of the world, was seen marking an X over the island on a map, and, subsequently, the island was utterly destroyed within an instant, with 16 beams being shot at it from the sky. Both Sabo as well as the people living on Lulusia were presumed to have died. How Sabo survived. In One Piece 1082, Sabo was seen arriving at Kamabaka Island on a ship. As soon as he descended, it was clear to see that he was fine, for the most part, carrying no significant injuries. With him, he had some people from the kingdom of Lulusia itself, such as Moda, among others. As soon as Sabo set foot on land, he requested a private meeting with Dragon and Ivankov. Sabo revealed that he was never on Lulusia when the island was erased from history itself. This means that Sabo was only believed to be on Lulusia and was actually on an island nearby. He somehow managed to save all the people on Lulusia as well and brought them with him to Momwaro Island, as seen in the chapter itself. After requesting a private meeting with Dragon and Ivankov, Sabo revealed that he has a lot of information to share with them. However, he also mentioned that this information should be kept from the other members of the army, including the commanders, as merely knowing it would put their lives at risk. There is a lot that Sabo has to discuss with them, and this includes the truth about King Cobra, the disappearance of Vivi, as well as the identity of the sovereign of the world, Imu. The next few chapters of One Piece are going to tackle these revelations, and, undoubtedly, it is going to be a major feast for One Piece fans all over the world. And in other news, One Piece. Why Shanks didn't want to become the next Pirate King explained. Shanks is one of the most important characters in One Piece, although his screen time in the story would suggest otherwise. Introduced in the very beginning, Shanks is the captain of a very famous crew, the Red Hair Pirates, who rule as one of the Yonko crews in the New World. More importantly, Shanks was the man responsible for setting Luffy out on the path to becoming the Pirate King, by giving him his trusted straw hat and asking him to return it to him one day. When he becomes a great pirate, Shanks essentially sets the gears of the story into motion. Being strong enough themselves, Shanks didn't necessarily need to entrust Luffy with his hat. Yet, he did this anyway, and this is deeply tied to why he did not want to become the Pirate King in the first place. Shanks is Roger's apprentice. Mysteries around Shanks' past remain unknown to the fans so far. What the fans do know, however, is the fact that Shanks was found by the Roger pirates on God Valley 38 years ago, on the day that Rox D. Zebek fell. Where he came from, and who his actual parents were, has not been revealed, and probably won't be revealed in One Piece ever. Yet, what matters is that he was raised on the crew of the Pirate King, and he ended up becoming Roger's apprentice, along with Buggy. While both of them were known to be skilled pirates, only Shanks was considered to be one with tremendous potential. In fact, the vast majority of the crew considered Shanks to be the next king after Roger. Buggy, who was always in Shanks' shadow, also considered him to be the next king after the execution of their captain, Roger. Yet, Shanks didn't intend to become the next Pirate King, even though he might have at one point. Much of this likely changed after Roger reached the final island. When he accomplished this ginormous feat, he found out the truth about the world government, the history of the D, as well as claimed the One Piece. Upon returning, Shanks asked him a question, and fans do not know what this question was, nor do they know the answer that Roger gave him. Yet, after this, Shanks' role in the story seems to have gone in a particular direction. Shanks' role in the story. For the vast majority of One Piece, Shanks has played the role of a mediator. In fact, shortly after the execution of Roger, when Buggy asked him if he wanted to make his own crew and aim for the One Piece, Shanks answered that he did not want to do that anymore. This had nothing to do with Roger's execution, but more likely to do with the fact that Roger entrusted something to him. Along with his straw hat, Shanks seemed like a man on a mission, even though he was just a kid back then. Slowly, he started gathering his crew and ended up creating the Red Hair Pirates, who fans know to be incredibly powerful right now. After years upon years of training, Shanks got to the level where he is today, and he established himself as a Yonko of the One Piece world. But once again, that was not his primary goal at this point in the story. Shanks was, curiously, looking for something. Even before becoming a Yonko, he started searching for the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and when he did get his hands on this fruit, he did not eat it, but kept it with him for some reason. Shanks then went to the East Blue, which is the weakest of all the four seas, and it is rather strange for a pirate as powerful as Shanks to settle there for 1 year. He was looking for someone. That is for sure, however, whether this person was actually Luffy or someone else, fans do not know. Yet, in a twist of fate, it was Luffy who ended up eating the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and Shanks then entrusted his straw hat to him. From there, right up until the events of Wano, Shanks continued to play the role of a mediator and bet everything on the new era. This is especially surprising since Shanks himself is in his prime, yet he has bet everything on the era that is to follow, in a way, indicating that his role is to raise the next king, not become it. Shanks in the final saga. In the final saga of One Piece, Shanks has indeed started to move for the very first time. He is no longer playing the role of a mediator, and has actively stepped up his game in order to get to the final island, Laugh Tale. Shanks told Beckman that it is time to claim the One Piece, and he did back his words up by absolutely dismantling the Kid Pirates, taking their poneglyphs, which are at least 2, according to the knowledge of the fans. Shanks is now actively fighting for the One Piece. However, how much of this is actually true remains to be seen. It is possible that taking the next king, that is, Luffy, all the way to the final island and actually seeing him surpass Roger would require Shanks to do more than just sit on the sidelines. Luffy is now a great pirate, and in order to test whether he is a man fitting of the title of being Roger's successor, Shanks would need to test that out for himself. In a way, Shanks is the final obstacle in Luffy's path before he becomes worthy of being the next king. and that is precisely what his role is in the series. Shanks never intended to be the Pirate King, nor does he want that title right now, even though his words might suggest otherwise. This is because Roger told him that he was too early, as with Shanks. Even Odin knew that one of the people from the worst generation who will go on to take down Kaido and open the land of Wano will be the one to become the next Pirate King. Roger knew that both Shirahoshi and the next king would be born around the same time. Shanks is also likely privy to some of this information, which is why he knows that he will never become the next Pirate King, and instead, he must spend his time raising the next king. That's a wrap for this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more amazing videos very soon.
楽しんでるかいおめえら